Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day to all. Welcome to another edition of Homie Picks. It is me, it is Lou, it is Ben. Fellas, happy family day to you all on this week 12 edition of Homie Picks. How are y'all?
Pretty good, pretty good. Happy gobble gobble.
Yes, sir. Feeling good, Uh, after all the food, it makes you lazy the next day. So we see how these picks go.
Shit. So Thursday, I'm sure some of our viewers are wondering, well, where the hell were we on Thanksgiving? We gave you the thanks of not having to deal with us only after we wanted you to deal with us. Unfortunately, there was three good games that happened on Thanksgiving. Three of which you probably would have should have probably covered. But the gift of the NFL is you only get what's left over at the end, just like the leftovers.
Basically.
The Detroit one I wanted to get into. I love the fact that there's a meme of it now. The fact that the announcer did not believe in announcers jinx, and Detroit's kicker, who never missed all year,
Oh
he
yeah.
was so confident about, oh, I don't believe it. There's no such thing as announcer jinx. And then he kicked
Boom.
with 20. It was 29 yard, right? 29 yard field goal.
Yeah, it was
29
makeable.
yard field goal.
Chip
Nothing
shot.
crazy.
Chip shot. And went wide left. Like oh man. Was it Tony Romo who had to apologize to the fans or
Yep.
That one hurt. That one hurt.
Tony Romo had to apologize to the Detroit Lions fans. That was freaking amazing. Um, Also, congrats to Giants and Cowboys for being the most watched regular season game. 42 million viewers, and that's just the people that they're counting. This who knows how many actually really watched. Not everybody has a Nielsen rating and stuff like that. But congrats to that. 42 million viewers, most watched regular season game. It pays to be good, I guess.
Right.
It pays to be good. And who knew primetime Kirk Cousins would actually win a game? Like
That was surprisingly
Yeah.
nice.
That was a surprising game for me.
it was a great game. It was a
He
really
had a
good
good
game.
game. He did.
You know, hopefully these five we got for y'all are good games also. The spreads that we go off of or from FanDuel Sportsbook. And also you can click the link below for your $50 free bets, so you can rock along with us, in this stuff. But the first one we got for y'all tonight is Cincinnati at Tennessee. Cincinnati is a 2.5 point favorite. Tennessee is a plus 118. Since Ben has been on fire all week, all year, excuse me. I shall allow him to go first. Ben, what you got for us, man?
Yeah, this one at first I was gonna lean Cincy, but I'm hearing Mixon's gonna be out with a concussion. They're playing at Tennessee. Vrabel just gets his team to play defense like nobody else. Like people play for him really well. You just can't count Tennessee out. I think they have Henry back there. It opens up passing lanes, and Tannehill's still capable. I think it's gonna be a close game, but I feel Tennessee's gonna get it. Playing at home, they need to win this one. I think they're playing well. Bengals are playing well too, but they're a little banged up right now. So I'm just gonna lean on the healthier team. I'll go with Titans.
Lou, what you thinking?
Yeah, I mean Titans are a scary team you don't want to see when it gets to cold weather, hard nosed football. And no, Joe Mixon is a big, big loss for Cincy. I think they're gonna have to rely on the pass. But I just see this being if Tennessee controls the ball, time of possession and makes it a King Henry game, it's tough to beat them. It's tough. Tannehill's a manager, and I think that's all they need him to do is to manage this game. So I'm gonna rock with Ben, and I'm gonna take the Titans on this one.
Yeah, Cincinnati, they do some nice things. You know, it was unfortunate when after that game where both um Boyd and Jamar Chase were going off and had 470 yards through the air, and then you find out Chase got hurt, and then now you're hearing that Mixon got hurt. The Bengals are coming into this week kind of banged up. Tennessee, even without a passing game, can still pretty much go toe to toe with you, which is insane.
Who they beat Green Bay without like throwing a touchdown? Was it with a backup quarterback?
Yeah, shit's wild.
Insane.
It's wild. From a previous week, for a previous week, I was something I wanted to bring up, and I forgot about it, and this game actually kind of reminded me about it. Derrick Henry, congrats to him. He broke Eddie George's career touchdowns record. So, even without, you would think usually for the passing game, it kind of helps free things open. It makes your running game a little easier. It don't matter. It doesn't matter who's there. Trying to make things light for him or easier for him. He still bulldozes through people. I gotta kind of go with y'all boys on this one. Tennessee, I think, I still don't trust the offensive line of Cincinnati. And I just think Tennessee defensively just does nice things to just make you pay. I mean, hell, they should have beat Kansas City, and they have a very capable passing game, and if you can do that against that, like I think to me, I still find them a weak offensive line. I think Tennessee can still get to the quarterback. No running game help. I think you can still you're going to get to that. So I think Tennessee at home, maybe a 3-point win. Being that they really don't have much of an outside game to go to, but yeah, I think a 3-point win seems about adequate for Tennessee. Ben, what you got for us this week?
Yeah, this one just found interesting because of the whole storyline with Zach Wilson and their whole nonsense. They're going to the mighty Mike White to let's see if the legend continues there. But yeah, so I'm looking at, Chicago Bears versus the Jets. I had that up here where I think that the Jets are at home. Yep, Jets are at home. 6.6 favorites. But yeah, I think that's probably too many points, to be quite honest. The Jets offensively, they've just been struggling. I just don't know how much of an upgrade Mike White really is gonna be. I mean, maybe he'll shock again, first game playing in a while, takes the defense by surprise. But Chicago has a decent defense, but now I did hear that Justin is hurt. He has a separated shoulder, I believe. So I don't know if he's gonna play. So initially I was gonna go with the Bears, but with that news of Justin probably being hurt, I have to go with the Jets on this one.
Yeah, Justin is a game time decision. Bears are a plus 210. It's my mighty Chicago Bears, the NFC North. Yeah, I honestly think it is going to rest upon who is going to play. If Justin's there, I mean, look, the receivers have been doing a lot better as time has gone on. Komet and Mooney have been doing good. Montgomery running the ball decent. The Bears, they can do things. They just don't do things together.
Right.
There's no
not multiple things. They could do a couple of things good, but then they falter. Because that's what I'm saying. Their defense is hit or miss.
They may have two good drives that's chained together well, and then they forget what football looks like. The Jets, however, they've kind of been it's the fall of grace for Zach for Zach. The mom stealer himself. It's been a sad spiral because people are like, oh, we have Flacco back there, and you lose week 1 against the Ravens, and now you're like, oh, we need Zach, and then you get Zach, and then you start winning some games, and everybody's like, hey, we love him. And then you start realizing, oh shit, this is not really what we really wanted.
Yeah.
And the fall for grace, it's like, it's sad, to see how this man has fallen so hard. Maybe he just needs to, I don't know. I just don't
Self-awareness, I think. Definitely
maybe
needs.
he needs to do therapy with Stifler. Or or at least Stifler's mom. I don't know. But yeah, I just don't know. Sauce Gardner is still, that dude. So I think, you're kind of limited to who you really throw to on any kind of side of the field. But if Fields does play, and I'm going to go out on a limb with this one since it's a game time decision, and we're not recording this on Sunday. Fuck it, Bears. I'm gonna take the Bears on.
Oh,
Lou,
Justin Fields probably.
Lou, what you got for me?
Well, I'm gonna go opposite of you, and I can't take the Bears in this game just on the short principle that the Jets defense is mean. I think they have one of the best defenses in the league, hands down, top 5 up there. And that defense kept them in that game last week. Like that defense kept the Patriots to 3 points, and it came down to just Zach Wilson missing Denzel Mims wide open on a slant, and it could have been a different story. So I'm going to rock with the Jets on this one, just on the sure fact that it's going to be Mike's game. Again, he's not going to be a savior, or he's not going to throw for 400 yards again. 6 touchdowns. That's not going to happen. It's going to be him managing the game and not causing the Jets to lose. And his defense does what it does. So especially at home, Sauce is playing out of his mind. That front of the defense, it doesn't matter where they're coming from. They come from all angles. So I'm gonna rock with the Jets on the sheer fact that if Justin Fields doesn't play, who is in their backup? I don't even know who their backup is.
I have no idea.
Air.
Yeah, I mean,
Air. That's who it is.
Yeah,
Air.
if Justin was
So I'm
playing,
going with the
I'd
Jets.
give him a shot. Yeah, if Justin was playing, I'd
on the sheer
definitely
fact
give him a
that
shot.
the Jets are going to feast on that quarterback.
Man,
Yeah.
first,
Whoever he is.
Before we go into my pick, that was a wild way for the Jets to lose last week.
That was a
You were
heartbreaker.
tied, boy, and then it just comes down to a punt return for.
That was a heartbreaker.
That was sad. That was a heartbreaker. That's a game. If you don't bounce back and win this game, that's the game that caused you to lose the season.
That's going to cost you your season. Yeah, that's the turn. That's the turn of your season. For me this week, however, one surprising team and one team that had some surprises, but had a lot of lows. The Dirty Birds of Atlanta going into Washington. Washington is a 4-point favorite. Atlanta is a plus 166. Wild times we got with the Heineke boys, with the Heineke boys going on here. But how does this work out though? I mean, Washington's been playing on fire. Like since Heineke came into, as their quarterback, they've gone on fire. Chase Young and defense have been going on pretty strong too. They're winning games, maybe it didn't need Carson Wentz. Maybe they don't need these other quarterbacks. Maybe they just need to crack open a Heineken and just let him roll, Let Heine cook, all right? Let Heine cook. You don't want to let Russ cook. Let this man cook. He's cooking right now. But yeah, I mean the Dirty Birds, they have a nice little defense. Cordero Patterson is a monster too as well. They can score with anybody too. They've had some nice little games. They definitely did good against the Niners that one week. But the Falcons are up and down team, and I kind of want to lean more to the more stable team as of late. So I'm going to go with the Commanders for this one. Lou, what you thinking?
I'm going to side with you on this one. I'm going to take Washington on the sheer fact that Heineke again, he's balling like a man with nothing to lose is the scariest man in the world to face. And Atlanta could separate themselves from Tampa Bay here, but they just haven't done it. You know, they stay afloat and then they find other teams that finds a way to lose. And the loss of Cal Pitts, I think, is going to be bigger than anticipated. I know he didn't get a lot of volume, but he offset a lot of stuff for Drake London and opened up the running game a little bit just from being out on the field. So with him gone, it's going to be a different ball game for Mariota and those boys. And again, Heineke finding a way to win, man. Like that guy, I watched the Monday night game against the Eagles. And yeah, they won that game, and it was on his shoulders. Like he's the heart and soul of that team. He may not be back there next year. They might not re-sign him, but he's gonna ball out. So I'm gonna rock with the Commanders on this.
Betty boy.
Wow, it's a commander sweep here. I think Heineke is gonna get him another pair of shoes. Uh, yeah, I really like the Commanders' defense, the way they're playing. Their front is creating a lot of pressure. So I feel like, you know, they're gonna pressure Mariota, is gonna flush him out, trying to make him run a little bit. He's not the most accurate passer out of the pocket when he's on the move. So I think that's what they'll probably try and do. They're pretty good at containing the quarterback, mobile quarterback. So I don't think they're too scared of him running wild on them. So I really like their defense. Their offense is doing good things with Heineke. I mean, they're starting to get their backs involved more, which is good. Like they have Gibson and I forgot their rookie. But yeah, I have to go with the Commanders here. I just feel
Brian
Atlanta
Roberts.
up and down. Yeah, Atlanta's too up and down. Uh, so inconsistent. They can put up points, definitely, you know, but after the second half, once they run out of their scripted plays, they gotta depend a little bit on Mariota. It just kind of breaks down. They don't score as much on the second half. So I'm gonna lean on the Commanders defense, and I think they pull up the win.
Lou, what you got for us this week, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a game that has implications in the NFC East as well, but we're gonna go with the Green Bay Packers at Philly. This is a gut check game. I mean, Green Bay needs to get back into the hunt. Minnesota's trying to pull away from them with the division, so it looks like Green Bay's have to get in with a wild card, and they still haven't figured it out. I mean, I listen to a lot of sports talk radio, and everyone's talking about did did you know Rodgers need to sit down with these guys early in the preseason and get on a footing. Some people say yes, some people say no. I mean, I think it made a big difference, especially with the young guys, just for them to build confidence. And the Eagles need to bounce back. They did bounce back, you know, against who they played last week against your Colts, they managed that win. So I want to see Aaron ball out. I can see him giving the Eagles a second loss if he's effective early. If he gets some breathing room, if he gets some early scores, he can be very effective, and they can hold the defense can probably hold the lead. So I'm going to take a wild card on this. I'm going to say Green Bay sneaks in and wins this one.
Ben, what you thinking?
Yeah, this one's a little hard for me to pick out. I mean, yeah, Philly won their game, but they struggled. You know, I know the Colts defense is okay, but like for a team that with their record, for them to struggle against a team like the Colts to put up points, like it's a little concerning. I feel like again, Philly second half team, they're not the same team as in the first half. Like they start to sputter a little bit in the second half. They've had a couple of little injuries in their defensive line, so and Green Bay is just they've just been so like with no direction. Like they don't know what they're doing. Are they a running team? They're a passing team. Like they need to lean on their running backs just a little bit more, I feel, because they definitely don't have that rapport with Rodgers and the wide receivers. They have their moments, like they shine again, scripted plays, but once they start to deviate from that, so I think it's going to be a close game. It's probably going to be a lower scoring game than people think. But I think I'm going to lean on Green Bay on this one. I think they're playing with more urgency. They definitely want to try and sneak in with a wild card. I don't think they want to give up on their season yet. So I think this really makes Green Bay season. So I really feel they're gonna play, with their hair on fire. So I'm leaning Green Bay on this one.
Damn. I feel like a lot of our games this week have been all sweeps. Yeah, Green Bay, they're a weird team. They can blow a lot of games, but then you come out and beat the Cowboys, who are looking like, it could have been a Giants, Cowboys, who's going to be the leader kind of matchup. And then you see Green Bay comes out of nowhere and beats them. Green Bay couldn't beat the Giants in London.
Couldn't beat the Jets.
It couldn't beat the Jets. It couldn't beat a lot of teams.
There's a lot of could-haves.
but you beat the Cowboys out the blue. Philly, however, is a team that has looked astonishing until they took the L against Washington. And it seemed like after they took that L, they should have took another L to the Colts.
Colts, yep.
The Colts had that the entire game.
They blew it, and they couldn't put more points up.
They pulled the Baltimore Ravens. They had to leave until the last few seconds where they just couldn't hold on to it no more. I think the Colts learned to get better from that moment. Philadelphia, I'm still not sold on how did they get better from that. Like, they need this game. Like, granted, this is not the Green Bay Packers of yesteryear, and by even yesterday, I mean even last year. Like, this is not that Green Bay Packers team where you need a statement win against them. However, they can still, while it may not be a statement win against for Philly if they beat the Packers, it would be a statement win for the Packers if they beat Philly, because they're not that good of a team, but they have the capability to get. Well, this will be the fifth win if they get it, and who would have thought there'll be 5 wins only if they get this by week 12. But I think primetime, Philly has feasted in primetime games, but I also think the Green Bay Packers, in this one are gonna, as well with y'all, gonna take this one. It's gonna be a close one. It's gonna be a nail biter. I think Green Bay wins on the at the end, because I just not trusting in Philadelphia's grit at this point.
I don't know. They've been okay teams to this point. I feel like Philly's had like a really easy schedule.
Light schedule, yeah.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, win's a win, but they haven't faced like real tough competition, from these teams. They're mid-level teams, and they're a pretty good team.
It's coming.
Yeah, and that's why I feel like they just caught up with the Commanders when they're, like you said, they're starting to play up to their potential with at least with their defense, and it just really stuffed them.
It did. Philadelphia is a 6.5 point favorite. Green Bay is a plus 250. Going into the last one. One conference we talked about that should have been better than what they were. Against another conference who equally in his right should have been better than what they were, but they both look kind of pathetic. Chargers at Cardinals. Chargers are a 3-point favorite. Cardinals are a plus 130. Honest to God, I don't even know how to pick that one. I'm gonna let y'all go first. Lou, since you look more disgusted, I'm gonna let you go.
This is one of those games where you look like, do we have to talk about this? Like, Chargers just cause. That's all I got. Chargers just cause.
I respect it.
You gotta pick somebody.
Ben, who are you thinking?
I got nothing.
Yeah, I always say when in doubt, go with the better quarterback. So I have to go Justin Herbert over, I believe Colt McCoy's still there, because I don't know if Kyler will be back from injury. So go with the better quarterback.
I don't know. Call of Duty still running double XP, so.
Yeah, Kyler's still on Modern Warfare injury.
Leave of duty.
Yeah, he's on Modern Warfare injury timeout. I wish we could post that meme from the game people looking at Kyler like, really, bro, you're not playing. But I mean, how I can talk more about. I don't even play Call of Duty anymore, but I can talk more about that than I can talk about this game because that's the graphics, at least on that cutscene, is crazy. That is top notch, Unreal Engine kind of shit right there.
You can't blame the man, it's distraction.
Look, I mean, whoever that actor is, he's not the most popular person, at least in this pick section, because nobody really cares about this game that much. But again, to y'all point, I'm gonna go with my MVP, my fluke of MVP pick, Justin Herbert and the Chargers for this one. Anytime touchdown scorers. Who y'all thinking?
Yeah, so I like Christian Watson, Green Bay. He's emerging as somebody that Rodgers throws when he's in the end zone, so he has a good shot.
Luke,
let's see. I want to go with. I'm gonna go with Garrett Wilson of the Jets.
Okay.
I think Mike White is just the right quarterback for him, so I think he gets in the end zone.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Ben's favorite player that's not on the coast, Kenny Walker III in Seattle. Since he seems to like Kenny Walker, he likes JT too. I want to go with Kenny Walker. Fantasy studs this week. Who are we thinking?
I'm gonna go with CMC. I think going against the lackluster Saints, who I thought were gonna run away with this division, I'm gonna go. This is the game where you put him in schemes that you want to test out for the playoffs or for those big games. You put him out wide, you put him in the tailback. Shout out to the Niners, because they got the most diverse offense I've seen. That last week touchdown with Debo lining up in the backfield and Christian going out wide, whew, that's gonna be scary. So if you're gonna test anything, you test against the Saints. And CMC goes crazy. I see multiple touchdowns again for him.
Yes, I agree. Ben.
Yeah. I'd probably go with D-Hop on this one. Again, Chargers can't really stop the pass, and I think that'll be McCoy's only target because he'll be afraid to throw to anybody else. So yeah, I like D-Hop.
When in doubt, throw it to your best receiver.
Exactly.
Let God go with that one. Let God go with that one. For me, I'm gonna go with the 2 stars of the Miami Dolphins wide receiver core. I'm gonna go with Waddle and Hill. I think they're both gonna wreak havoc.
Yeah.
I think as Boyd and Chase did, I think so will Waddle and Hill. I think they're going to go.
I see a wild game there. Another 4 touchdown game for Tua.
I truly think even that spread of 14 points, I always think those kind of spreads are wild, but I think in this case, they may be onto something.
I was forgetting about Miami playing.
They're too elusive.
They are.
They're too elusive. Like you can't double both.
Yeah.
No,
I've seen the way they run some of their plays. The way they run some of their plays is like they're piggybacking off their speed because they have them in motion and they go off the snap. They're already in motion, already full speed. They're going out, so like they can't keep up.
I mean, and shame on these defenses. Like if you're paying 10 yards back on Tyreek Hill, you already lost. You lost already because he's just gonna speed right on by. You give him 10 yards to gain speed, it's a wrap. It's a track.
I could only imagine if they had a quarterback that had a little bit stronger arm, like they could do some crazy damage.
Even with that,
but Tua throw some nice balls.
Even with that, I was gonna say, Lou had a triple entendre. I don't think y'all even caught that bar. He said Tua elusive. You can go with the 2 elusive wide receivers with Tua being. I mean, Lou had a triple entendre, y'all. Y'all don't think y'all realize that. He just dropped the bar for y'all. For free.
For free. Just gotta pay with likes, subscribes, and shares.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, if they had Justin Herbert, This should be crazy.
Oh man.
I don't think the shit. I mean, I don't think I would want to see that as
Well,
a as a Ravens fan.
just imagine if they made that trade. Just imagine if they made that trade for Deshaun Watson, though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he still can play, but yeah, it'll be a
He's coming
crazy
back this week.
Yeah, he is back. That was one quick hit that I was going to get to. Deshaun Watson, the return of the massager, the massagee
Against his old team, by the way.
This is beautiful. You know, it's like the NFL season givings. You know, Flacco started against his old team. Watson's now playing against his old team. This is a beautiful life. You know.
No way, aren't they playing Tampa?
No.
Yeah, the Browns, Tampa.
Oh, right. Yes, they are. That's right. They are. They are playing Tampa.
Yeah.
I thought he was back week 12.
Yeah, no, yeah. Houston is playing Miami.
Houston's playing Miami. That's what I was saying. I forgot Miami's playing Houston.
Yeah.
Like
Houston's playing Miami. I think they do play this year, though. I gotta look at the schedule again, but I think they do.
I'm not sure.
I could have sworn they paid his first game back.
Yeah, but he is. I think he is scheduled back this week, but you know, at least he'll get some reps in right quick. You know, but it's gonna be a fun rest of the season. You know, we got 6 more weeks of this stuff.
Oh no, he's eligible week 13.
Oh, it's eligible 13. Okay.
He can start practicing as of last week.
So
he's
with
coming back next week.
and whatnot. All
right. We'll cover the Deshaun Watson return next week. But you know, like, share, subscribe. Tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like. If you want to be a guest on the show, please hit us up. You have our Instagrams right here on this page. You can hit up A2021Vision as well if you want to be a guest on the show. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Until next week. Love to all you and your family. Like I said, you know, even though Thanksgiving was on Thursday, I always say it's family day because that's what always comes together on these days. You know, your friends, your loved ones, they all family into your heart. So that's my message to y'all. Spread love, man. But until next time, peace.
Peace.